does smell really nice, I have to say. So I'm just going to try a bit now. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, that's really nice. There is a slight hint of spice to it, which I'm hoping my son doesn't notice. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my delicious slow cooker smoky barbecue tomato soup. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious slow cooker barbecue tomato soup. Now this recipe is really easy to do, and as always with my slow cooker soups, it uses very few ingredients to make a really tasty meal that will feed you and your whole family, I promise you, or your friends, if that's who you want to share it with, or just yourself. All of the ingredients in this dish are freezable as well, so you can make a big batch and freeze it. It stores really well in the freezer too. So I've laid out all of my ingredients here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put everything into my slow cooker pot. So, first ingredients I have is 1 onion that I've peeled, sliced and diced. And then I have 2 cloves of garlic as well that I've just simply peeled and sliced into thin pieces, I'd say. And then I have 1 carrot that I've peeled and diced into sort of 1/2 centimetre pieces. But I am going to blend this soup at the end, so it doesn't really matter how big or small your vegetable pieces are, to be honest. And then I've got probably about 200 grams of butternut squash that I have just simply peeled and diced as well. So I'm going to pop those into my slow cooker pot. And then I've forgotten to get a spoon, so I'm going to go and grab myself a spoon now. I have grabbed myself some spoons, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in 2 tins of tomatoes. So I have 2 tins of peeled tomatoes here that I'm just going to pour in. Again, with this soup it doesn't really matter whether they're peeled or chopped, to be honest, because we're going to blend everything at the end anyway. So I'm just putting these 2 tins of soup in, and I'm going to add some stock to this. Now I have beef stock here, or bone broth, but you can add vegetable stock, you can add chicken stock if you want to as well. I really like having bone broth in our dinners, so that's why I always use bone broth if I can, if I've got it in the fridge. I think I've added about 500 mils there. I'm hoping that's about 500 mils. I'm going to add a little bit more, I think. So that's my stock done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some beans in. So I have some cannellini beans here, and these I've cooked on the hob. So I soaked them overnight and I left them in the fridge. Then I drained and rinsed them this morning, and then I put them into a saucepan and I cooked them for a good 40 minutes or so with some baking powder and some salt, because that helps to cook them slightly quicker. The baking powder does, the salt is just for flavour. So I have cooked mine, but if you don't want to cook them, then you can always use tinned, and I would say 2 tins of cannellini beans would be perfect in this dish. So I'm going to add these beans in now, and I'm just simply going to give that a stir quickly. So I've added those beans in, and now I'm going to add some tamari to this. So tamari is a fermented soya sauce, so you can use soya sauce as well if you want to. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of tamari to this, and then I'm also going to add a tablespoon or 2 probably of tomato puree as well. These just add a little bit of extra flavour to the dish, and the tomato puree sort of thickens it up a little bit as well. And then I'm going to add a tiny weeny amount of cayenne pepper. I am serving this to my 9-year-old son, who does like spice, but he doesn't like it too spicy. So I'm only adding a little bit, so if you wanted to add more and make it spicier, then you could. And I'm also using probably about 1/2 teaspoon of mild chilli powder as well. You can use medium or you can use hot. And then I'm also going to add some smoked paprika to this. And the smoked paprika will obviously give it the smoky flavour. So I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then I've also got some dried oregano as well, or oregano, depending on where you're standing in the world. So I'm just going to add that to the slow cooker pot as well. And then I've also got to add some salt and pepper, but before I do that I'm just going to give the pot a stir. So, oh, it smells really good already. I haven't even started cooking it yet. So I'm just going to go and get some salt and pepper. So I'm going to add probably about half a teaspoon of salt to this as well. As I've already added salt to the beans, I don't want to make it too salty. So salt and pepper to your taste. If you want to add more, then obviously you can, or if you don't want to add it at all, then please don't. And then a little bit of pepper. As I said, my son doesn't mind spice, but he doesn't like it too spicy. So, as I said, and again, I'm going to stir these ingredients together. And now I'm going to put the lid on my slow cooker pot, and I'm going to turn this on to low for about 5 to 6 hours, I'd say, but if you wanted it to cook quicker, then I would put it on high for 3 to 4 hours. The soup has been cooking for about 5 hours now, so I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it off at the wall as well. And I'm just going to remove the lid, and I'm going to leave it to cool, and then later on I will blend all of these ingredients together. The soup has been cooling for a good half an hour now, so what I'm going to do is I am going to blend it together. Now if you don't want to blend it, you don't have to. You can leave it as it is. My husband and son are quite fussy about vegetables, so I always like to blend mine. And how I like to do this is I get my blender jug and I pour about half the ingredients into the blender jug. Then I'm going to blend this part of the soup together, pour it in the jug, and then I'll blend the next part. I'll show you that in a moment. So as I said, I'm just going to blend all of these ingredients together. I've blended both the lots of soup, all of the ingredients together, so I'm going to pour them back into my slow cooker pot now. And then I'm going to grab my lid. I'm just going to get my lid from over there, and I'm going to put this onto a to keep warm until we want to eat it. But I am going to get a bowl, and I'm going to try some in a moment because it smells so good. I just can't wait to try it. I'm going to pour myself some of this soup into a bowl, and then I'm going to try a little bit of it. It does smell really nice, I have to say. So I'm just going to try a bit now. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, that's really nice. There is a slight hint of spice to it, which I'm hoping my son doesn't notice, but it's very tomatoey. It's got a very acidic flavour, but it has got that hint of spice to it, which is really nice. So yes, I'm really looking forward to this for my dinner. That's how you make my delicious slow cooker smoky barbecue tomato soup, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be having this for my dinner this evening, and it smelled and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.